All right. All right. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? By today, I mean right now. By everybody, I mean anybody who might be watching, either live or when it's recorded later. Gonna just give a couple seconds just in case anybody is wanting to get in to watch it live. I don't know. I'm always in a rush to get things started. I don't know why I do that. I'm like, oh, yep, gotta get going real quick. It's probably because I'm like, hate wasting people's time, and I forget that maybe people here just hang out. Maybe that could be a fun thing. So, yeah, that's why they didn't like me working at the call center very much because, oh, Merry Christmas. How you doing, Caleb? Man, I need to figure this out still. The chat thing is still too small. I don't get it. We'll get it figured out. Dyfus, Merry Christmas. But yeah, they didn't like me working at the call center much because my call times were too fast. Because here's the thing. They want you to make people stay on the phone because they're jerks. And then the longer you're on the phone, the more likely you are to buy things. But I was always like, what's your problem with DirecTV? And they're like this. And I'm like, okay, bloop, 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 bloop. And I get you gone. Anyway, all that to say, I'm always in a rush to get started. But I shouldn't. I should just kind of chill a bit. Get into it. We're going to be doing some fun Christmas lists today. Originally, I was just planning on doing one. I had a really, there was one idea that really grabbed on me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good amount. Because sometimes when I'll talk about ranking things, here's just kind of into the, my brain space about like tier lists and rankings and everything. There's like, you got to have be able to have a certain amount of things on your list, right? If you're going to rank them, like in a tier list at least. So for example, I've done the Indiana Jones ways to die videos, right? There's not a ton of interesting ones in it. It's not like a tier list thing, and it's also a thing where you're like, I don't know if there's bad ones. So 10 is too few. I think I've done tier lists for 13 things, and that's a pretty small tier list, but it's okay. But anyway, so some people had some good ideas for things to rank for Christmas that I thought could be fun to do. But they just weren't enough to be a video. So I was like, oh, well, let's just do a bunch at once. And so that's what we're going to do. We got four different Christmas rankings we're going to do. We're going to go in the size of them. So the smaller ones up to the bigger ones. We're going to be talking about the Grinch. We're going to rank the 3 real Grinches. Now I know that there are versions of the Grinch that have been not in Christmas things. Right? I remember there was a scary Grinch video when I was a kid, and there was an ad for it. It was the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat, and I remember being like, that guy's spooky. And so we're gonna hit the Grinch, but just the Christmas Grinches. We're gonna do. We're gonna talk about some different gifts, famous holiday toys that have been given in movies or that are big deals in movies. And so we'll talk on those, kind of do a thumbs up, thumbs down. We're going to rank the Grinches. We're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down on these gifts. And then we're going to do the 12 days of Christmas. We're going to grade each of the 12 days of Christmas. We're not going to worry about ranking them. We're going to give them a letter grade. And then the big one is we're going to do a tier list for the traps from the Home Alone movies, the first 2 Home Alone movies, the good Home Alone movies. So, yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on everything that we're talking about. So again, welcome, Merry Christmas, and please, please, please let me know how wrong I am in the comments, because I know I'm going to make some people mad with the Grinch one. That one I know I'm going to make some people mad on. So yeah, if you don't mind hitting that like button, I really appreciate it. Throw some comments in there too. It really helps out just the video get seen and everything. And fa la 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 la, let's go to the first one. Okay, let me show up. Where are you, me? Oh, there I am. There we go. Okie dokie. So, when it comes to the Grinch, I just rewatched the original one not too long ago. So William is saying, let's make that one bigger. Jim Carrey is the lowest Grinch. So that's pretty close to what I'm afraid of saying to people. So let's just throw the 3 Grinches up there. So here they are. Boop, boop, boop. This is in order of their release. So we have the original Grinch. Boris Karloff, dude, right? Great Grinch. Love it. Jim Carrey is from when I was a kid. And then Benedict Cumberbatch is the newest Grinch. So it's really easy for me to pick a number 1 on this one. Number 1 is obviously going to be the original Grinch. He's the top. Reasons I love the Grinch. He's mean, and he's just like tired of all this stuff. But the thing that turns him around isn't like that he sees that like Christmas is a real thing. Like it's not that, and it's not like nobody's in danger, right? That's my big problem with the Jim Carrey Grinch. Like he's not that bad of a dude. Like at the beginning and everything, like he's a jerk, obviously, and it's played up as a joke. But when I think about the reasons that he turns good, right? It's like Cindy Lou Who is on the sleigh and it's gonna like go off the cliff and so it's like the Grinch to let the presents get destroyed at that point would have to be like literally like a murderer, and he's just not. And so I don't know. That being like the reason he saves those things and everything, I'm like, meh. So, and then the Benedict Cumberbatch one is he's also like stinky and stuff, but being a a more current character, like an Illumination character, like he's obviously again not that bad, and he's like the nicest to the dog, which I do like that, but I'm really is kind of like, for me ranking them, it is the original is like way up there, like there's no touching him at all, and then the other ones I'm like, it depends on the day. I think that out of all of the Christmas movies that people my age really, really, really enjoy, that I just don't. I think that Ron Howard's How the Grinch Stole Christmas is that for me. I just don't get it. It's just not for me. And so I'm sorry to say that. The one case we're not being mean. The dog is a con. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So let's do it. Let's say, but okay, if we were talking movies, I might go a little bit more the Jim Carrey Grinch, just because I do like the sad song about like Where Are You Christmas. It's a good song, but I think I'm gonna go him number 2, Benedict Cumberbatch, and then I do think I'm gonna put Jim Carrey Grinch at number 3. So there we go. There is my Grinch ranking. Anybody got anything bad to say? Baby, good point, William. Baby Grinch is nightmare fuel. He looks like Chucky. And so, yeah, that's not something that I personally want to see in my Christmas movies. So there we go. Perfect. All right, so there's number 1. So see, you can see where like that would be a pretty short video if I was just ranking those things. So let's go ahead and jump to our next one. Let me go ahead and make the chat bigger. Boop, 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 boop. Where are you, Christmas? And then I got to make myself show up again. Boop, boop. Here we go. All right. I know that it doesn't seem like it, but this is by far the most complicated back-end streaming thing I've ever done. There's like a bunch of seeds, which are just like, I have to click through. Anyway, so talking about famous Christmas toys, right? These ones, I mean, I don't know. This one would have been a tough one for me to come up on. Wait, just hard time staying awake through the Benedict Cumberbatch one. I wanted to so badly. Yeah. I watched it once, but I don't have like active disdain for it. Like I like the original Grinch so much that just seeing the changes, just like to the character, even like, or it really does just come down to like why he turns good and like just how simple the story is of the original Grinch, and then making it more complicated and spreading it out and being like, see, he was a jerk because people were mean to him. I'm like, I just kind of liked it when he was just a jerk because he just was a jerk. He didn't like people, So, all valid. You like your Grinch. I'll like my Grinch. Luckily, they're all still around. Okay, so when it comes to these toy ones, I was like really kind of like I wanted to talk about them, but I wasn't sure like how do you even compare them. So I think it's just really going to be like an up and down, thumbs up, thumbs down kind of thing on whether or not they're cool enough where you'd be like, yeah, that was worth it, Dad. So it's like imagining like Jingle All the Way, right? In the movie Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger is running around all day Christmas Eve to get his kid this toy. If my dad had to do that, and I didn't see him at all Christmas Eve, would I have thought it was worth it when I opened this present? That's the question. So I'm gonna say a nutcracker. Nowadays, nutcrackers are not even what we don't even use them to crack nuts. As far as toys go, I've never like experienced someone having a lot of nutcrackers to like battle each other or anything like that. For me, I think that's going to be a thumbs down. Also, they're kind of creepy, and I don't know. I just kind of like feeling for anybody who has to like dance in a nutcracker costume because that's pretty impressive. But yeah, I'm sorry, nutcrackers. You're just not. You're not there for me. Let's jump to the next one. The Red Ryder BB gun. So I love this movie. I just watched it again. I mentioned it in my Christmas movie a day list that I'm doing, which make sure to go and check those out. Counting down to Christmas by talking about my top 25 favorite Christmas movies of all time. Talked about A Christmas Story already. It's a good gift, right? Ralphie's in love with it. Getting to shoot things is fun. And also, like, shooting things as a skill is cool, too, because you can get better at it and you can brag about it with people. Like, I'm not big into guns, but, like, the couple times I've gone out shooting and then someone tells you, like, hey, that's a pretty good shot. Like, I felt good about I felt good about that. And so something that lets you be able to kind of start doing that, that's cool. They do really live in, like, they're just kind of, like, shooting that thing off in, like, the middle of their neighborhood, which, to be fair, like, I don't know, maybe that's cool and fine. It's not like it's loud, as long as he's not shooting out people's windows or, again, killing birds. I guess that's fine. But I don't know, it just kind of feels a bit dangerous. But he'll shoot his eye out, but he doesn't shoot his eye out. He almost shoots his eye out, and that's the moral of the story. Almost shoots it out. But as a kid, though, that kind of makes it even more fun. It's more exciting. As a parent, though, yeah. I mean, look how stoked Ralphie is when he gets that. One thing also, like, when I'm rewatching the movie, like, I always feel like they open presents all day. Because it gets to the point where they're like, done opening presents and the little brother's asleep. And it looks like nighttime. But I know it's not. It's just weird. I don't know. That's something I noticed last time I was watching the movie. Okay. Caleb, or Dyfus, says 1 out of 10. That's pretty low. I wouldn't go. I would definitely not go that low. I'm want a thumbs up. That's definitely a good present. Especially because how much like he wanted it. He wanted it so badly. All right, what else we got? Okay. So, Gizmo is like a Christmas gift, right? His dad I'm forgetting his character's name, the kid's name. I'm going to look it up. Let's look it up. IMDb, don't fail me now. Gremlins. Zach Galligan plays Billy. Okay, yeah. I knew it was something like that. Billy. So Billy, he like isn't asking for this thing. His dad shows up with it after having bought it from a very specific type of town, part of town and everything. Here's the thing about a pet. Like, if you give your kid to my wife for Christmas, you're going to take care of it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. As a parent, it's a bad idea. Like last year, we got pets last year for Christmas. We got some rats because my wife grew up having a rat as a pet, and she was very much wanting to get them. In my grade school days, we had a rat in I think it was in my 5th grade class. Her name was Roxanne. And so like I was like, yeah, rats are fine. But I did say straight up at the top, I'm not taking care of these rats. But yet there are times where I'm the one taking care of those rats. And so it's going to happen. And if you don't take care of the rats, they're going to die. And so if you don't take care of the mogwai, then, it's going to multiply. And then you got more mogwai to take care of. And then they're going to eat after midnight. And then they're going to turn into gremlins. So as a parent, it's a bad give. As a kid, though, it's pretty awesome. Like, Gizmo can drive a little remote control car. He can, in the second one, he's like shooting a bow and arrow and everything. So, like, I think I'm going to give Gizmo a thumbs up. I'm going to say, Gizmo, thumbs up. This little hair, I don't know if you guys can see it. This little hair right here on my beard, it always sticks out on my chair so much. Yeah, so I'll give Gizmo thumbs up. All right, so this is the only one of these toys that I can speak about from experience. This is a Talk Boy, and it was something that if I'm remembering right, it was made for Home Alone 2. It didn't exist. And they didn't plan on making a bunch of them. It was just something he was using in the plot because they're like, how does a kid get to stay at a hotel in New York City? Oh, he's got to be able to change his voice and stuff. And so, but then it was so popular and cool in the movie that they're like, we got to make this thing. Otherwise, we're leaving money on the table. If we don't make it, somebody else is. And so, yeah, you could record things with it. You could speed up your voice. You could slow down your voice. It was very cool. I got it at a, what are they called? A garage sale. Our neighbors were having a garage sale, and I got one, and it was so cool. And we used it all the time. I remember specifically, we would record Princess Leia talking and then slow down her voice. And there was one part in The Empire Strikes Back where she said, I had nothing to do with it. And we recorded that, and that recording stayed on there for a long time. And we would slow that down, and we thought it was the funniest thing, especially at sleepovers. Be like, I had nothing to do with it. And I don't know, just something about slowing down people's voices that is funny. So Talk Boy, that's a thumbs up for me. It's an easy one. And then the last toy on our list is Turbo Man. He's got the Rock'em Sock'em rope. He's got the Rock'em Sock'em jetpack and the discs that shoot out. And then he pushes the button and goes, it's turbo time. If you're a normal kid, at the end of the movie, it's definitely worth it. I'd say it's a big thumbs up. And it definitely pays off in the movie, right? In Jingle All the Way, because your dad becomes Turbo Man. So this is, again, why I'm not sure how I could do this as a real list. It's hard to compare these things to each other. But I'm going to give Turbo Man thumbs up. Big thumbs up. So, great. All right, let's move into the 12 days of Christmas. Hey, look, there I am right there. Turbo Man, thumbs up. Booster, thumbs down. Yeah, nobody likes Booster. his faithful pet booster. So I was having a discussion with my wife today about the 12 days of Christmas, and I had the revelation that, like, I guess not everybody may understand how the 12 days of Christmas works. She was not under the understanding, or in the understanding that, like, every single day you're getting everything that you got the day before again. Because I was telling her, I was like, man, you get 30 hens. That's a lot of hens. And she's like, why do you get 30? You get 3. And it was like my brain exploded. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, if the way you are saying the gifts work is on the first day of Christmas, partridge in a pear tree, and then it's just 2 turtle doves. And like that, the song is way easier to sing because it is not long. When Kayla would want to sing it, but yeah. So anyway, we're going to take into account how many total things of this you'd be getting. So yeah, let's kind of get into this. So where's my text thing? There it is. So when it comes to, we're going to do just regular school grading. So A through F. We're not going to do any S tier kind of stuff on this one. We're just grading the gifts. So when it comes to a partridge in a pear tree, that one's easy for me because it's actually like a decent gift, right? Because you think about what are the positives. Pear trees are cool. It is a great math activity. That's what I showed her. And I was like, you've never did this in school? You never had to like figure out exactly how many you got of everything? And then we looked it up, and it's like almost $200,000 if you're going to do all these things. Crazy. All right, so partridge in a pear tree. Partridge is like whatever. It's a wild bird, right? So we can just let it fly away. We don't have to take care of it or anything. So that's cool. Not a negative. Pear trees are good gifts, I think. I mean, and it's at least something I could re-gift to somebody. I can think of a few people who, if I gave them like a small pear tree, they'd be like, oh, that's delightful. Thank you so much for a pear tree. And so because of that, I think I'm going to give partridge in a pear tree a B. We're going to go B for partridge and a pear tree. When it comes to 2 turtle doves, it's just 2 birds. And I don't want 2 birds. I also am like, turtle doves, can I let them go? Like, are they going to get murdered by like a hawk as soon as they're out of sight? Like, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be responsible for like a bunch of turtle doves getting killed. Yeah, 2 birds that symbolize love. That doesn't take them any easier to take care of, or cheaper. I mean, I'm not letting them die. I'm just releasing them. Isn't that what real love is? Like, real love is like letting it go. Like, if you really love something, then you let it go. And so I guess I really love these birds because I'm going to let them go. So I'm going to give turtle doves a D. I'm not a fan. 3 French hens. If we're just talking 3 French hens, that's great. Again, chickens, I've seen people give them away. I've seen people sell them. They do lay eggs. So that's great. But 30 of them is a lot. I don't know if I would want 30 hens. So if we're talking about it through the whole deal. But it's at least as good as a pear tree, right? Because, I mean, I'm also saving money at that point, too. Well, am I saving money? I don't know if I have 30 hens, maybe. Maybe I'm just a hen farmer now. Maybe it's an egg farmer now. I've just been given the opportunity to, like, run my own business. That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll stick with B. Because, there's at least... And then, like, man, you just kill them and eat them. So there's that, too. Now, is it calling birds? I've heard it both ways. I don't know what a collie bird is. So what is a calling bird? 12 Days of Christmas. Um, Meet the birds of the 12 Days of Christmas. Thank you so much. Article from farmersalmanac.com. That's, if you're going to a website to learn about the birds of anything, the Farmer's Almanac is like the right place to go. Partridge in a pear tree, turtle doves, French hens. Okay, they say calling birds. Calling and collie birds both refer to the same birds. Oh, thank goodness. We don't have to worry about that. A black thrushing with a lovely voice. Take a listen here. Oh, I don't have my speakers hooked up. Otherwise, I would maybe do that for us. This bird perfectly suits the song and is a melodious gift to share. Okay, cool. So calling birds being birds that are like singing a bunch. Awesome. So, hey, here are a bunch of birds that are known for being loud. Thank you so much. That's going to be a big pass from me. Because turtle doves even, like doves, they're like coo, right? So they're not even that loud. So I let them go. They live around my house. I see them every once in a while. Oh, that's cool. These calling birds, I let them go. And then there's like just almost 100 of these things. Just like, okay, maybe 100's a bit of an exaggeration, but there's a bunch of these things just flying around my house, sticking around, and it's just loud every morning. And I know it's because my true love gave these things to me. So worst yet, I can't even complain about it. There got to be a D tier. D for sure. All right. So moving down to easily the easiest to grade. 5 golden rings is an A. It's A plus. I can't do the plus; it's too big. But it's an A plus. I'll take that money. Now, if I have to just keep the 5 golden rings, and I'm not if my true love is going to look down on me for selling them, that could be a bigger problem. Because I'm going to want to sell them. Or again, it's a regift situation. You can hand them out to other people. But again, I don't know. If my true love is giving me all these things, I'm guessing that they think that this is what I want for Christmas. So on the 5th day of Christmas, they were gifted 5 golden rings, but they were all of them deceived, for another ring was gifted in the land of Mordor. In the fires of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord gifted in secret. He gifted himself. He gave himself the best. And, you got to take care of yourself, right? Especially if you're somebody like Sauron. No one else is going to give you presents. He's giving out presents to everybody, but nobody else. He had to make it. What a sad story. Sauron had to. Redacted message from Amanda. Oh my gosh, who knows what she was saying. But yeah, that's an easy one. That's an A for me. I'm gonna have to shrink or move the chat here in a second. So okay, 5 golden rings, 6 geese a laying. So again, we're back to laying eggs. This is good. Geese are meaner though than chickens are. Not that either of them are particularly nice. I think for the same reason, I don't want to put them any lower than I would the chickens, because again, we got egg situation going on. Though I don't know, goose eggs, they're bigger, and so yeah. So we'll go there. So let's move on to swans a swimming. I'd never go into my yard if I had 36 geese outside. That's so true. You wouldn't go in your yard. No one would go in your yard. No one would come to see you. It would be over. Kayla's very loud here. One second. Even if no one else could hear it, I was eavesdropping on Kayla's conversation. It's making it hard to focus. So 7 swans are swimming. Not only then is that, they're just a bunch of geese outside my house. But also it means like I have property enough where there's water and these geese are swimming in it. So like that water is as good as gone. Geese are going to be like, there's going to be so much poop everywhere. That's something like we haven't talked about. There's going to be so much poop everywhere. If I'm not a farmer and all this is happening, this is bad business. But again, I'm sure that we could sell the geese if we really wanted to. But they're not leaving. I'm giving it F, man. You can like, because it's again, if I release these birds, I mean, so Will, I mean, yes, you got to have property at least. Like, mom and dad, they don't have a farm, but they got some property. You give them a pear tree, they'd be happy about that. Even like chickens, like there's people who live in my town, like Nick and Aaron, they got chickens. But yeah, 30 is a lot. If they're coming in every day, here's something we were talking about. I was thinking about with the 12 days of Christmas. When you start the 12 days of Christmas, when you actually start it, do you know that there are 12 days? Like, are you walking into it being like, oh gosh, it's day 12? Or is it like you don't know when it's going to end? Is it just forever? Does it like, do you like on day 13, do you wake up and you're like, what is it going to be today? Or is it like you walk into it and you're like, 12, it was it? What do you think? Do you prepare people? Yeah, pear tree, I mean, if there was no bird involved, I think pear tree, pear tree stays B for sure. And then you just get rid of the bird. Okay, so now we move into the morally confusing part of the list. Because, what does it mean to be given a person? I think it's like maybe they're paying them. I'm hoping that it's not like, and it's paying them for that day because, let's go back up. Like, I don't want to be like on the hook for paying these people's salary or anything. So, I mean, like, but maids of milking, either I have the cows or the cows are showing up. We're going to just assume the cows were already here. And then on these 5 days, you've paid for somebody to come milk the cows so I don't have to. Hey, that's really cool. So that's pretty nice. Given the circumstances, I'd give that a B. And that B disappears into that. All right, so then that gets us to boop, 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 boop. Now we're down into the weird ones. Like, I guess we're throwing a party at this point. Here are 8 maids of milking from your cart for your cows you don't own. It's like something you get for somebody else. Is like you have a bunch of cows and you're like, okay, for Christmas I got you a bunch of people to milk your cows. And like, I don't have any cows. Like, oh, well, you can't return it. So I guess I'll just, I'll take it. It's for me. I'll use it. Gotta milk the geese. That's so funny. All right, so now we're down to ladies dancing. 9 ladies dancing. It's an F. Like, I cannot think of a situation where I would want 9 women to just show up at my house and be dancing. Like, no, thank you. That's gonna be F for me. Cause like imagine like, and I'm thinking about like when like a plumber or something comes to your house, right? And you're like, do I stay out of their way? Like, this lady's just like in the living room dancing, and you're like, I'm just gonna kind of like go do my own thing. But like when you're done, that's cool. Just don't forget to close the door, or the geese will get in. So it's her, and then the Lords of Leapin is just as bad, if not worse. That's a no thank you from me. Piper's piping. Man, I'll give that one a D. Just because I'm like, that could be cool for a bit, right? Drummers drumming though, once they show up, I'm gonna give them a C, because I feel like once they show up, like the whole band's there. It's like we're getting part of the band apart from each other. It's like, like imagine there's a drum solo, right? And like the pipers are piping and then they're doing their song and then they stop and they're just like waiting as like this is where the drum solo goes. And you're like, drum solo? There's no drummers here. And they're like, just wait. Just wait. And you're just like, my God, no. And so then the next day they show up and then you're like, oh, well, at least the whole musical group is here. And how long are they sticking around for? I don't want them there all day. 12 Days of Christmas. Lame. So that's that. Yeah. So there we go. Those are the 12 days of Christmas. So now 11 rowdy pipers. That's good. I like that a lot. No. Discard. Sorry, I'm showing up. I promise. That's so funny. Rowdy pipers. I know that can't be the first time that even like you've made that joke, but that hit real good. All right. Pardon me. Well, here we go. This is the big one. This one was suggested to me by our very own Dyfus, and he was like, hey, this would be a good one. And I thought that would be a good one. So here we are. Great story, Seth. Yeah, let's just go through it. In the movie Home Alone, if you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. But if you've never seen the movie Home Alone, Kevin McAllister is left home alone, and his home is about to get broken into by the wet bandits, and they're going to steal his stuff. So to stop that from happening, he creates traps and all of that kind of stuff, so that way they can't get in. And the movie is notorious for these traps, and it's like the thing everybody remembers about the movie, even though it's not the whole movie. Anyway, let's go ahead and rank them. I'm going to say let's not put more than... You can't put more than 6 in each category because we have 31 to get through. All right, for starters, we got a BB gun. We already know it can shoot your eye out. But when it comes down to everything, I think it's a very good B, a B tier, getting shot with a BB gun in the face. What is the criteria? Kill potential. Okay, that's a good question. So I feel like, let's say, if this thing happened to me, what are the odds I stick around to try to continue trying to rob the house? That's and we can even say, like, if I'm superhuman, like kind of like these people end up being, like, what are the odds that I'm turning around? You know, like, am I like, that's it, I'm done? It's like BB gun. Yeah, I think that's B is good. But then I'm also like, yeah, I don't know. The movie is weird because, like, they know the kid's in there, but they're like, he's by himself. Yeah, slip on the ice. He steps and I'm gone. Okay. So it's got to be... I don't know. That's so hard to quantify. Let's just say... Yeah, let's go pain level. Let's go pain level, but also remembering we're trying to keep it 6 in each tier. So we'll start with B there, and we're going to be happy to move things around if we need to moving forward. Okay. The next one is those icy steps. I think that the icy steps might be more of a deterrent to me than getting shot with the BB gun, because, like, it stops you from getting in the house, right? So, I don't know. I think that I'm going to put that one in. I'm thinking about A tier for icy steps. Yeah, okay, AT there. So I know the chat will be maybe a little delayed, but we'll catch up with it. Most relatable. It's relatable. It's yeah. So like it's a pain that we can identify with more than just about anything. But also this next one though, like the hot door handle. He superheats the door handle, and then Joe Pesci burns his hand and like brands his hand, which means it's like his flesh is left on the the door handle. Man, this kid is messed up. So that one's really bad. I think that for me, I mean, it's not going to be an S tier. It can't be an S tier but it would definitely make me stop. I would not go back. Yes, that's true. That's the one. That is true. There is a point in time where you've accumulated enough damage where you're like, it doesn't matter what happens now. I'm getting in there and I will murder this child. Which is, again, don't take that out of context. We're not endorsing that. We're just relating to it. All right. So, okay, I put BB gun way too high. BB gun's got to go down to like D tier, I think. Locate the Wells. him and the Nazi from Raiders of the Lost Ark like put their hands together to make the full medallion. They could. That's funny. Even the steps, like knowing some of the things that are coming. Yeah, we can leave the steps at A. And I'm gonna put that at. Now we're gonna put the steps down to B, and I'm gonna put that at A. Yeah. Perfect. All right. So now we start getting into the ones where it's just like, this is why it's like you can't really like rank them on survivability, right? Because almost all of them would like have a chance of killing you. Like you could die falling down the steps, right? So in this one, Marv gets a... Marv is him, right? Yeah, Marv, Harry, and Marv. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Marv catches an iron in the face. It, like, falls down the laundry chute and, like, clobbers him in the forehead. So, like, you'd be in such bad shape in real life if this happened. So I think I can. I don't know if I can put it anywhere higher than C. Honest injuries and them dying over a dozen times over the movie. Exactly. Which is where I'm like, people more qualified than me have talked about like survivability of these. So it's more so like, I don't know. Are we almost talking about like how much Okay, how about this? Let's step away from it. Let's think about this from the other point of view. Let's think about like how good of an idea they were. Okay, we can talk injuries and how much they'd hurt still. We're reworking this right now. How good of an idea was it that Kevin did all of these things? Because that's a little more fun than like how impressed are we that a kid came up with that? Can we do that? It's gonna change everything about like how I've ever thought about this before, though. Is it too late to do that? I'm going to wait until somebody tells me what to do in the chat. Because I do like that idea, but at the same time, I'm like, is that worth talking about? Or we just keep going, talking about how much it would hurt? Or sounds good? Okay, perfect. Let's do it. Okay, so better now than at the end, the very last one, and we have to redo the whole thing. Okay, so like shooting someone with a BB gun, yeah, not that impressive. They do? Okay, yeah, I agree. I don't think we need to mix it at all. It's kind of just like an overall, like how we're ranking them. Memorable, everything. Yeah, we're playing it by ear, guys. You guys are helping me out with it. Okay, so next up is going to be... I don't need this chat bar to be that long. We'll go there. Next up is Joe Pesci getting his head set on fire with a blowtorch. If we're just talking about impressive, like the contraption that Kevin has set up is smarter than anything I've ever set up, like in my life here. So it's real impressive. It's a really memorable one. He gets his head lit on fire. I do know that it's going to get topped later because of the second movie, but I think I'm happy to put it in. I'm happy to put this one in B tier, I think. I'm going to go B tier for now on that one. Yeah. Knowing that we're going to jump back to it in a second. Okay. Now, no matter what criteria we're talking about, I've got to put this one on S tier. The nail on the stairs is an S tier injury. Because... Uh-oh, somebody's trying to come in. 1 second.
Are you doing this thing?
Yeah, I have been. Almost done.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this because it's almost...
Okay. This one definitely. Yeah, this Geneva Convention is being broken with this one, for sure. It's like evil. This is like like super evil, messed up one. What did you say, Kayla? That's when he definitely. Oh, he got burned in real life. Yeah, Joe Pesci actually got burned doing that stunt. Which is crazy that they would like even think about doing that for real with Joe Pesci. But okay, so, dude, this one where he steps on the nail is so messed up because like he sets up the goop and stuff where he has to take off his shoes and then he has to take off his socks and then he's like has to yank his feet up and he's like slamming them down and it's just awful, dude. And the way it goes into his foot, it's just like, oh boy. So for me, that's definitely an S tier. Luckily here we get to move into our first, in my opinion, F tier. And that is just getting sprayed with glue. What do you mean became a murderer, dude? He already was one. I think that we just didn't know about it. Kevin McAllister is a murderer. But so this one's an easy F tier for me. Especially at this point, like you've already been lit on fire and like been branded by this child, and then like now it's like you walk into some glue and get feathers blown on you, and it's like ha 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 ha. Like I don't even think this stops you like momentum wise at this point. You just keep going, right? Yeah, it gets you more angry with like nothing slowing you down. So it's definitely one that was like not maybe the best idea. Not your best move, Kevin. All right, so there's that one. Now, Marv, though, is going to get another bad one. When he comes in through the window, more foot trauma, and where he steps on the bunch of glass ornaments. So remember, this guy just stepped on, like his feet are covered in glue. He, like has stepped on a giant nail, and then he falls into... They fall into other traps easier when they get blinded by rage. It's true. They go into a berserker rage, and he just manages to keep tricking him. So his ideas get stupider and stupider, but they work still because just like they're dumb. So this one, like if he was originally sneaking into the house, do you think he would have noticed all those? And also he would have had his shoes on. It's like Kevin is lucky that he didn't think to go in through the window at the beginning. Yeah, it just happened to work out. I agree. I think that this one, like if if Joe Pesci comes in through the window, he just steps on him with his shoes. So, but I mean, for Marv though, it is bad. But I agree, just in general, the idea of it. I think it's a little bit better than the BB gun idea, just because like shooting with the BB gun is like, okay, like it's not really an idea, Kevin. Like to shoot someone, like that's what a gun is for. So yeah, we'll leave that one right there. All right. So next is he's got micro machines all over the floor. Again. Yep, the writer's room is the only reason it works. It's lower tier. All right, I'm fine with... you're right. Let's move it down. We'll go D tier. I'll put it above the guns, though. But yeah, Micro Machines is definitely effective, and it works no matter what shoes you have on. So there's that. Again, falling is relatable. We've established that. I think I'm going to put in C tier. I think it's a good C tier one. I'm going to put it right below the iron just because I think that the idea of catching the iron in the face is awful. And so I'm just like falling. Yeah, it sucks. But you get up and you're like, oh, that hurt. Doesn't most likely kill you. But it's like that iron, dude. The iron should probably be higher in all honesty. But I just know other things that are coming. All right. So here's another S tier. This is so evil. So Kevin, welcome to everybody who's like kind of jumping in at different points and everything. Appreciate you. Jump in on the chat and everything. We're talking about Home Alone traps. We talked about a couple different things in the past already. We talked about the Grinch, Christmas toys, and the 12 Days of Christmas. You can catch that on the rewatch if you'd like to for that. Oh, I made it disappear. I didn't mean to. Also, hey, if you're here, you'd throw a like on the video. Appreciate that as well. Okay, so they're running up the stairs. He throws a paint can down, catches both of them in the face with different paint cans. Oh, okay, so he has to do it. It's not. Yeah. You'd say go A tier for trash for the paint can. Okay. Yeah, okay. I can see that argument. And there are better versions of it coming as well. So, okay, yeah, we can go there. We can go down there. Here's another one that's like pretty boring, but like it does like knock out. It does knock Marv out. It's just a tripwire. It's just at the top of the stairs. There's a tripwire, and he falls down. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go and put this one in F tier as well, but I'm gonna put it not the very, very bottom. Because like you just get up. Like it's not like you trip into scalding hot. Like there you could put down the tar trap, right? And then you're like all stuck down. You're like, can't get up. And then you just come up and just like rock in the head. That's what Kevin should have done. Anyway, sorry, that's dark. Yeah. So then I think we get another F tier after this, but like we're gonna go like a little higher, and that's when you put the spider on him. Again, this tarantula is not gonna kill you. It's sure, even if you don't like spiders, it's scary and stuff. But like at that point, like William has mentioned, and like you're in berserker rage, like I don't see like there being anything that's stopping Marv from just like grabbing it off his head and just like chucking it into the ground at this point. But instead they like hit each other. Oh wait, we'll get there in a second. But like the spider itself, it's like nothing. So I think I have to go another F tier on that one, just as effectiveness of trap. In memorableness of scene, it's gonna be pretty high up there, right? Also the fact that like he had to silent scream, Daniel Stern did, because if he screamed in real life, then it would have bit him. This is basically killing your brother's pet for no reason. Also, it's a writer's room one, right? He didn't plan for the spider to be there. It just happened to be there. So, yeah. Next up is... Now, this isn't really a trap. These were kind of ones I was kind of like hesitant to put on there, but we can just put them low on the list. They like hit each other. So he like gets hit in the face with the crowbar, or like he hits Marv in like the stomach with the crowbar. So, hi Dad. I'm guessing it's not Kayla who wrote that. Hello, child of mine. But yeah, so the crowbar is another one where it's like it's only effective because the writers are like, and now they're gonna be stupid. But again, we're talking Berserker Rage. Would have been more effective to show them a picture of Butch's Buzz. It's Buzz's girlfriend. But yes, you're right. Buzz's girlfriend. Woof. Which is so funny that like Christopher Columbus is like, I'm not gonna make fun of a little girl, so we're just gonna take a picture of this little boy instead. It's so funny. No, it's all good. It's all good. He got the right letters, the right sound. It's all good, man. Buzz's girlfriend. Woof. So, but anyway, crowbars. I'll put it in D tier, but I'm gonna put it below the BB gun because again, it's not Kevin who's doing it, but it certainly would hurt as opposed to like the things down in F tier. So, yeah, I'll go D tier on that one. Next up, we have Kevin is cutting the like rope that they're going across. Da. Wave, da. Is that Fern? Hello, Fern. So anyway, they're like going across the rope, and then he cuts the rope, and they fall, and they slam into his house. Which I'm like, how far could they have fallen? Like it couldn't be that bad compared to like some things. But they did fall. So I think I'm gonna put it in. He does have to be there to do it and everything manually. I would go C tier. It would hurt for sure, like to slam into a brick wall and fall. But like at the same time, it's like it's not one where like if someone's like name your favorite Home Alone trap, it's not one that comes to mind, and so it's not memorable in that way. Which I know is not our criteria, but I'm feeling pretty fluid with our criteria right about now. Hi, Dad. I love you. Oh, what a sweet message from one of my children. Or all of them. I'm going to pretend all of them love me. That sounds sad. So, this one is when the old guy smashes them with the shovel. We have to put it low because, again, it's just the writers showing up and being like, this is what happens. I think we can go D tier. Let's go bottom of D tier on this one. Again, it would hurt. Kevin's not involved, though, directly. Yeah, there you go. Hey, guess what? Now we're in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Double homicide. Dude, no way. They broke into his house, man. Because at that point, they're in a different house. They leave his house and they go into the other house. So they broke into multiple homes. Thieves. They're lucky that the shovel guy didn't have a gun, because that's like what could have happened. But they got lucky. All right, so here's another one. This one's gonna be. It's not really like a real planned out trap, but like he does like steal a pearl necklace and then like throw the pearls on the ground, and then they trip and they fall. Again, relatable. Not super smart or anything, but like it would be enough to take me out. I'm gonna put it in. I think we go C tier. Because it's very similar to the Micro Machines, but it wasn't set up before, so I'll put it right there. Yeah, there we go. Boom. All right, so this one's kind of hard to see in the pictures. You might not remember what it is. There's a part where they're getting ready to rob, or they're coming out from having robbed the toy store, and Joe Pesci jumps on one end of a seesaw, and then Marv jumps on the other end, and he launches Harry into the air, and he flies like 1,000 feet, and then he smashes into a car, like on the hood of the car, and it caves in. And yeah, so that'd be pretty bad if that happened to you. Again, so this is like an ultimate version of like slipping on ice, right? I'm happy to put this one up in B tier. I think I would want to go like, I think bottom of current B tier. Yeah, I feel good about that because like it's straight up, you'd be dead. This is like what, like I'm trying to think. Okay, so in the first one, things that kill you are like paint can, maybe falling down the stairs, getting the iron to the face. Like those are the things that kill you. Like this guy just like smashed in the roof of a car with his body. He's gone. Let's go to another one that's going to kill somebody. This one might be my favorite. One of my favorites. I love Home Alone 2. It's not nearly as good as the first one, movie-wise, but when it comes to like the Home Alone-y stuff, right? The traps and everything, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to say, so in this one is Marv is getting pegged in the face with bricks. What'd you say? You get a long one. If I escaped jail, moved to New York from Chicago, then randomly saw the kid who tried to kill me and got arrested, I would also become hell-bent on killing him. It's true, right? It's the berserker rage. It did not die down. It's only like become more powerful. It's like manifested itself into an undying quest for vengeance. Do you think that eventually they would have gone after Kevin if they didn't like randomly happen upon him? Or do you think it's only because they just happen to find him that they go after him? Was it on their to-do list, do you think? I don't know. Something to ponder. Okay, so catching those bricks in the face. Again, he's lucky. I mean, I love it. It's one of my favorites. But I think that if we're talking, they tried to move on. I think you're right. I think we have to put it in like D tier though, because it's Kevin's doing it manually. He's getting lucky. Like there's no way he's a good enough shot, and I don't know. Colson, you're asking me about going to hang out. We're going to go to the store and stuff later, bud. Don't worry about it. All right. So, that's what boy time is. Some dude time. I'm going to call it that, man. We have some dude time later. Okay, so yeah, catching bricks, I think we got to go. It's definitely worse than all of those other ones. I think I'll go there. I'm going to go C. Yeah. There we go. C tier. C tier is getting full. I think I'm at like another. I think maybe we could put this one in F tier. This next one. So what it is Kevin like sprays soap on like the bottom rung of a fire escape, and so I'm like, do you like? First off, you don't know they're going that way. You can lead him that way, right? He's a master manipulator, a puppet master, pulling all the strings. So he's real good at that. But he doesn't know for sure that's where they're going. So I'm going to say, because then Joe Pesci jumps up, grabs it, slips, and falls. And he's like, let's give it, I think I'm going to go F tier. I know it's a falling thing, but it's not like a relatable falling thing. I'm comfortable with putting it in F tier, but the top of F tier, it does hurt. At least. Yeah. Here's a new one that's kind of messed up we need to talk about. I don't know about pain level necessarily, but the door handle is like tied to the nail gun that ends up shooting nails like into his groin and his butt and his face. So like that's pretty bad. This is a picture of the nail going into his face. He should have stopped pulling it after the first one. But yeah. It's like stepping on a nail, though, is bad. That's the worst. It's not quite up there. I think I'll give this one a. I think we can go to. I personally would go to B tier on this, maybe. No. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna move this one down to D tier. Yeah. There we go. So that we can take this one and put it up in C tier, and I can put it like right there. That's where I want that to be. That's where I want it. Oh, blew out that microphone. Sorry, guys. I want that one there. Here's finally we get another high leveled one. Harry comes in the front door, right, or whatever door he's coming in, and there's a bag of tools that is attached to the door that just unzips and drops a bunch of tools on his head. So simple, yet effective. I'm going to put this one in A tier because it feels like one that would kill you. So that's A tier for me. I mean, crowbars and giant wrenches smashing you in the head. It's one of those again where I'm like, how does Kevin do this kind of thing? So this is a representation of when Marv walks over like a carpet that is covering a giant hole in the floor, and he falls like 3 stories down, or maybe at least just 1 or 2. I feel like this is a good B tier one. It's a great setup, smart. I'm gonna put it like right below the ice steps because again, very smart. You wouldn't expect there to be a giant hole in the floor, and you would have the possibility of being dead, or at least some broken bones on that one. Okay, so the reason that we didn't put the fire head higher last time is because I knew this one was coming, right? So in this one, his head doesn't get on fire with the blowtorch. When he turns on a light later, it lights his head on fire. And then he goes to dunk his head in the toilet to put out the fire. He does a handstand on the toilet. Very impressive, Joe Pesci. But the toilet is filled with kerosene, and so it blows up. So I'm happy to put this one in S tier because, again, this is one where I'm like, he master manipulated. He knew he was going to have to put out the fire some way. And the way that he took care of it, it was like out of control. Oh my gosh, my house feels like it's falling down. So I'm going to put that one up there. The toilet seat one that's a S tier for me, for sure. Also, anything, again, we talked about this with the Monsters, Inc. tier list. Anything that makes it so that you, saw trap level, exactly. Anything that makes you not trust a toilet, it's pretty messed up. All right, so this next one is not too bad because it... Sorry, one second. Yeah, there we go. Okay, where does this live? Sorry. Oh no. Oh no. So this next one. No, not like that. Sorry, I'm getting something set up. Boop, boop, boop. I'm still not entirely sure how he slid all the way into the shelves. Yeah, so in this one, the ground is slick, and then there's a bookshelf or a shelf that has a bunch of paint cans on it that then falls over onto Marv. So it's one of those, again, this is playing into the writers being cute and thinking they're funny, doing comedic bits, and all those things are true. But I think it makes it go a little lower on our list because it's not something, again, that's going to like kind of realistically happen. It's not when I watch it, I'm like, oh, I'm worried about that now. This has unlocked a new fear inside of me. So that being said, I'm going to go, I think it was C tier. Yeah, I mean D tier. We'll go D tier. And I'm going to go right there, right above getting hit with a crowbar. All right, so this is one where like the ladder is sawed. It has been sawed in in half. Joe Pesci starts climbing up it, and then it splits and crashes. And yeah, so I feel like that's a good one. It's simple again. These simple ones are good. But let's say Joe Pesci falling on the ladder. I think I'd give it a B tier. No, guys, I'm moving the iron up to B tier. And then we'll put that at the top of B tier. Because again, I think it's good. He doesn't have to be there for it to happen. It's an automatic trap. Good stuff. All right. Probably the most memorable trap in the second Home Alone is when Marv gets electrocuted. So yeah, this is easily a S tier. And I think it's easily... I don't know if I go above kerosene. That I'm not really afraid of touching sinks or anything at this point more than I was before, but I do think that it's definitely a scary one. So yeah, I'm gonna say down there. Yeah, there we go. Not much to say on it. You'd be super dead, especially if you turn into a skeleton. There's no coming back from that. One that I think gets forgotten a lot as a very dangerous one, and I think another S tier, is Marv is trying to climb up out of the hole, and he's pulling on a rope to see if it's safe, and it's not moving. So he's like, oh, it must be safe. But then it turns out it's tied to a 100-pound bag of concrete that he then pulls down onto his head. So again, another like you're dead situation. Let's go ahead and put that one at an S tier also. I think even more than the skeleton. Like, your neck is broken without a doubt. You're super dead. Hi, Dad. It's Charlie. Hello, Charlie. All right, so we just have 4 more to get through. And they're all pretty high ranking. Or at least most of them. 3 of them are. So the next one is like the evolution. The second movie does a good job of kind of topping some of the older ones, the older traps. So like this one is the evolution of the paint can, right? They get away from the paint cans without getting hurt. But then this one is like yeah, it takes care, both of them. It's true. Definitely something to consider. And then also, it's just like insane. So it takes care of both of them once, but then also, so with the cutting of the wire, that double tap. So it's like a double tap. You get a double kill. It's like a double kill is what it is. And so I'm going to put this one. This is another S tier for me. Like, I'll put it there because again, it's like a manual one. It's not something he set up to just kind of happen like some of the other S tiers, but like it is definitely like awful. All right. This is the tool chest. That's the sound of a tool chest falling down the flight of stairs, which is one of my favorite lines from the movie. Very funny. Again, this is one that they bring on themselves. Like, it's connected to the door and everything. So I think I'm going to take it. I think we'll go top of A tier on this one. I think, yeah, we'll go top A tier. I mean, maybe it could be S tier. No, we'll go S tier. Let's go S tier. Yeah, I like it. It's S tier. See, like, it crashes down the stairs and it smashes. No, we're going to go A tier because they should have thought about, like, it's really loud. It takes a while to get to them. They should have moved out of the way. But it smashes the door and smashes them into the door. Oh, we got kiddos knocking at my door. Let's see if it's... Oh, no, they're gone. Hey, Fern.
You have a video right now?
I'm doing a video right now. There they are.
Hi.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
You miss me, Colson. You don't miss me. I'm in the other room, dude. I'm like we're wrapping up. Let me wrap up before we get too sentimental, kids. We're talking about Home Alone traps. We're talking about people getting murdered here, okay? Let's not get too sentimental. That doesn't happen until after the bad guys go to jail, okay? So where were we? Oh, yeah, the tool chest. Great. This is a good one. So that brings us to the penultimate trap or thing to talk about on this, and that is the evolution of the cutting the rope. So this time, like, they're going down the rope, and he lights it on fire, and then they fall 3 stories. So it's definitely worse. I think this goes in A tier. I'm gonna go right there, and yeah, that's just a brutal one too. Again, you're dead. Last one. The pigeon lady throws pigeon food or bird food on them, and the pigeons attack them. I don't know why they're acting like they're dying here. I mean, sure, it would freak you out maybe, but after everything they've been through, it doesn't seem like it would be that crazy. I think I might have to put it in F tier. And so that's what I'm going to do. F tier it is. And there it is. The evolution of the feather trap, sure. It does not. It's a combination feather trap and shovel from the neighbor. But it's a less effective shovel. It's brought down. It's like it meets in the middle. It's not like, so it can't go any higher than where it is. Yeah. And that's it. That is the Home Alone tier list. I like that. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. And not only is that the Home Alone tier list. We're frozen. Oh no, let's fix that, Seth. There we go. Not only is that the Home Alone tier list, that's the end of our ranking this video to talk about. Thank you so much for stopping by and for being here. Thanks for everybody really was in on the comments. Thanks for Amanda stopped by there for a bit. That was great. Thanks, Amanda. Nice to hear from you. Thank you, William and Caleb, for really kind of keeping me engaged. I appreciate that. It's always fun to be able to talk with somebody when you're doing a live video. And so thanks for that. Thanks to anybody who's watching this in the future. I hope that you had a good time, a good Christmas, good holiday. Thank you so much for stopping by and all that stuff during the year. Thank you, William. You're a true Turbo Man. It's like Turbo Man says, I've had enough with this Turbo Man guy. All right. But anyway, thanks so much for being here. Look forward to continuing doing things. Watch for future live streams. Watch for more videos. Don't forget to like. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. Hey, you're great. Take care. You guys are awesome. And yeah, that's all I got. Bye.